Kevin Estre.
Do you know what? If you're over racing now, do you still want to put pressure on?
Oh dear.
To a Porsche and one of the TCR Seats, Cupras, excuse me. Yes, well done, Peter. That's 2-1 to you now. And that, again, is it that run up towards Brunchen, and that's a side swipe from the Cupra cutting across the... That's not even a GT4 car either, is it?
No, it's the standard 91 Cayman.
Yeah.
Just closed the door right off. That was the Asbest Racing Cupra TCR.
Who we see racing in Kravennik, of course.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think the driver, Thorsten Held, in the Cayman CM12 is going to be overly happy with it. It's a VS4 car. He's put his helmet and his hands device in the car and walked away. We're not being told who's behind the wheel of the 808 Cupra TCR DSG.
Junichi Yamamoto.
It's Yamamoto. Well, he had a look at the back of the car. He's gone to the other side of the circuit, out of harm's way, probably just as well.
I was running second in the SP3T category at the time, trying to chase down the FK Performance BMW MT Racing G87.
That's two cars that have been chasing that BMW have had problems, because the Mini as well, with Toby Goodman behind the wheel, that was in second and only ran about 20 seconds, 30 seconds down when last we were on the air. It's dropped back to third, so now will be promoted to second again. This battle at the front of the field refuses to go out. It's just smouldering away nicely. It ran about 4 or 5 seconds, give or take, through the traffic. I'm not sure. I think I might be saying to Augusto Farfus now, just run your race, mate. If you start gaining on them, fine. If you don't worry. You don't have to push, because we think they're getting the penalty. We're pretty certain they're getting a penalty. This is not me talking as me. This is what I'm expecting that the chatter will be on the radio. Run your race, push without risk. Copyright Lena Gate. And we'll wait to find out what the penalty is. If it doesn't come, we've got the pace in the car. And sitting at 5 seconds behind, they can still capitalise on anything. They're not putting themselves at risk here, are they? Why would you at this point?
True. Yeah, very true. But also look at what happened when they put the Manthey car under pressure. So the other point, you could be wanting to put the Manthey machine under pressure and try and force them into another mistake. So there's definitely a lot of approaches here. The gap has just increased a little bit now. So this is a good lap for Kevin Estre here. It's gone up to 6.5 seconds, but the latter part, we've got at the moment one code 60 zone at the moment, which is just on the exit of Callanhard. That's clearing up the incident which we saw with between the Manthey car and the Dur Aston Martin.
We're coming round to another racing hour being completed in about 90 seconds time. We'll be down the last 5. Ben Constanturas steps in for a stint again. Did you see the incident?
What drama.
Yeah, we've left you with a decent stint to go here. Did you see the incident, and what did you make of it?
It really is a difficult call, isn't it? Was Kevin Estre too aggressive down the inside? Was the GT4 Aston coming across him and Estre had nowhere to go? That's the decision for race control, to come across. Now, will they have the opportunity of getting Kevin Estre's opinion? How long has he been in the car? So this is his second stint. So at the end of this stint, he could go and talk to the stewards of the meeting and offer up his opinion. Now, that is something that Kelvin van der Linde did last night, when in the 98 BMW, he got into the back of a Cayman and initially was given a penalty. Initially, he was given 32-second penalty, but they successfully appealed that penalty on the basis that Kelvin basically had no visibility. And when we showed the onboard camera, it is true that, much like Julian Andlauer in the Porsche, where he had lights shining in his eyes, Kelvin van der Linde had the sun going down in his eyes and absolutely couldn't see where the Cayman or what the Cayman was doing. And it was the very lightest of touches that sent that Cayman into retirement. So the stewards are open to discussion, and I wonder whether we won't get a decision on this 9/11 collision until Estre is out of the car and has spoken to the stewards. Stays at 4 seconds between Augusto Farfus and Kevin Estre at the head of the field. Marco Mappelli is 2.5 minutes back, having just made a pit stop. And then, whilst we're in this sequence of pit stops, David Schumacher sits in 4th position in a Ford Mustang. And then the dynamic Porsche number 54 is in 5th position. That's because the Ferrari, now with David Perel back at the wheel, has dropped out of that top 5 positions with various slow zones, 6 slow zones, 6 code 60s in total, 2 yellow flags and 2 slow zones around the racetrack. We have another little stat for you: 116 cars still circulating on track, out of the starting list of 134. Joining me, as we have had for the majority of our stints, Joe Bradley and Johnny Palmer. Nice rest, gentlemen?
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
Little snooze, wasn't
Little
it?
snooze in the car.
Well, keeping engaged with the action. You know, you can't really pull yourself away from this race, can you?
You can't now. I would argue that it was just going in one direction at about half distance for me, but...
You were listening to One Direction?
Yeah, that was the punishment, really, for not being on air. It's funny what Spotify and other musical devices can throw you towards. Anyway, that's what made me wake up and turn it off and come back to the commentary box and realise there were 5 seconds between the Porsche and the BMW. But what I have missed is this potential for a penalty. I didn't see the incident as it happened, so I'm hoping that one or two joining us now with 5 hours to go might get a reminder of precisely what the big question mark is. But I hear what you say about Kevin Estre. Often a situation in race control, they need to hear evidence from the driver as to what options they had. Also, if there's onboard footage, sometimes you've got to unplug a camera memory card to actually get that, to view it. And has there been a pit stop since the incident, or is this still the same stint, do we know?
No, there has been a pit stop, but the drivers of Kevin Estre has stayed in the car.
Yeah.
Was it Augusto? No, it wasn't Augusto Farfus in the BMW. So the BMW has changed to Augusto Farfus from Raffaele Marcello.
Right.
Just a word on the Aston Martin driver. He has been taken to hospital, but the team reporting Rolf Schneiber is fine.
Well, that was good, because that looked a bit naughty, didn't it? Always when a car ends up on its roof. This is exactly what we talked about earlier on, probably when this race started, just how tricky it is. This track is so narrow. And if you are the overtaker, when do you actually commit to going alongside on these narrow sections? And once you've committed to going alongside to a slower car, you then are completely in the hands of the driver of the slower car. And it looked to me as though at that point when Estre went for the gap to go by, the GT4 car moved across on him, didn't it? Slightly. That's the sort of thing. They are the details that will be gone over